Thank you, Professor Inugaji. Thank you so much. And Venerable Namjongla, nice to meet you. And all my friends here, most of the faces are familiar to me. Okay, so what we do is that as you all know, that this is Tushita Center in Delhi, and Tibet House and Tushita Center. We are always very close to each other, and we support each other, and it is always very inspiring to see that they're very dynamic. The leaders like Professor Inugaji, and in fact, I feel that whenever there's an institution, first I ask is who's the director or who's the head, and if the head is somebody who's more open-minded, the inclusive, that is very inspiring. And the very compassionate and giving opportunity for as many, particularly younger ones. Yes, the elders, they already know the world. Younger ones get more opportunities. And this is what Dr. Renegaji, over the last the 15 years of being here in Delhi is what I noticed. And I really appreciate me seeing you here. That I've been here for the last almost 14 years, and then I've been just observing how Tushita is being run, and I really appreciate it. That anybody who comes here is being welcomed, and that they get the opportunity to handle Tushita, to manage Tushita, to look around, and this is a great opportunity. And as the Professor Rengu just said, that Lama Soba Rinpoche and his teacher, Lama Ishe, greatly inspiring figures. And in fact, for Lama Soba Rinpoche passing away, I thought that Rinpoche was already in his 80s. And later on, I came to discover that he was just in 70s. And then I could see that there are many people who are heavily dependent on Rinpoche's guidance. And then for them, it is like for example, say His Holiness the Dalai Lama is there, who is the teacher of Lama Soba Rinpoche himself. But how many of us can really get access to His Holiness? Where there are millions and the billions of people are there looking for His Holiness, the blessings and so forth. And Lama Soba Rinpoche, there are so many people who depended on his guidance and his presence. And the moment I came to know that Rinpoche was just in his 70s, it just made me feel so disheartened, or felt so low, that there are so many people who are dependent on his guidance. And I know many of them. And it's not that I know everybody, there are millions, but I know many of them, and whose directions of their life is primarily based on the Rinpoche's guidance. So I feel very sorry for them, and it's a big loss for the humanity, for Dharma, for Buddhism, and for all of us, not only FMT, for all of us. Okay, so with this in mind, that it's very important for all of us, anybody who is related to the Rinpoche, that our prayers will make a difference, that the reincarnation should come, and as somebody who is as efficient and as dynamic and as loving and as influential, and to be in a position to give guidance to the people in a proper dharma way. Otherwise, where people, yes, there are many teachers, but then how many can really guide them in the proper direction? That is so rare. And I have a deep, deep, deep respect to Rinpoche in this regard, because I know many of my friends who have been inspired to, to study bodhicitta, wisdom emptiness, for some of the girls to become nuns, for the boys to become monks and so forth. These are so precious. In the degenerate era of today, we see that the teachers openly and inspiring others to follow these paths is so less. And in fact, nowadays, we see that less number of people, they in fact dissuade people from joining the monasticism. So whereas Rinpoche, I see that he's openly encouraging others. This is so, so precious. And so our prayers will make a difference, that the reincarnation. Okay, so our prayers will make the whole difference. Given that we all the beneficiaries of Rinpoche's reappearance to the planet Earth, we pray, and these prayers have impact. So this is one thing that I'd like to share with you. And in this connection, before we do the class, I'm just wondering if we can do 5 minutes of meditation and any prayer booklet we don't have. Okay, if we have the refuge in Bodhicitta verse, we have. Okay, otherwise we do one thing. Before that, since that we already are getting a little late, we will say this verse in Tibetan, followed by in English. Sanje joda zoge jonam la chanju pardo tane kyapsu che taki jinso ge do la benjire sanje du barajo sanje joda zoge jonam la chanju pardo tane kyapsu che taki jinso ge be sonam ge do la benjire sanje du barajo sanje joda zoge jonam chanjo bardo dane gyapsu che dage jinso kebe sonamge dola pencere sanje do barashun. Okay, so the setting a proper motivation with the visualization of the Bodhisattvas in space in front of us as so loving, caring, and embracing. For the Bodhicitta field, visualize your two grandparents and all your family members, including children and all dear sentient beings, the people who are suffering so terribly badly in the Gaza, in the Israel, in Russia, in Ukraine, and everywhere in the world. There's so much attention going around, the border attention, and so forth. Just include all of them with us. Finally, that yes, of course, on the immediate level, we need to think of how these results can be brought, how these problems can be brought to an end by looking for the possible, say, the dialogues or the countries, the bigger countries, to intervene in these to bring about ceasefire and so forth. And meanwhile, we also need to think of the long-term plan. As long as our mental defilements are not removed, we'll continue to have to shed tears in samsara. And what brings the tears, endless tears within us from one life to the other endlessly, is because of the mental defilements within us, and predominantly self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. So with the desire to get into these two by resorting to very powerful remedies, one is the wisdom of emptiness, which is so important, which for the first time on the planet Earth was taught by the Buddha Shakyamuni, and the universal compassion, again for the first time on the planet Earth, was taught by the Buddha Shakyamuni. Before that, you go anywhere, you see that teachings of compassion were taught more on a mundane sense, but a universal compassion for all sentient beings, for all the creatures, that too, the seen, unseen, is something which the Buddha Shakyamuni taught. And it's not about who taught it, but for us that we have to implement these, practice them, that our true demons within us, the mental defilements within us, they have been gotten rid of completely, so that we can stop the tears within yourself and help others to stop the tears, to stop all the miseries, and to then have the expansive happiness. So with this motivation, we will recite the verse in English together 3 times. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations or practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. And let's recite the essence of dependent origination mantra 3 times. And most of us know how to recite this. Those of us who do not know, if possible, we learn this because that this mantra is extremely important. And then if you know the meaning, this is best. If you don't know the meaning, still there's a benefit there. And we'll say this 3 times together. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Yatha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. Okay, now we will do 5 minutes of breathing meditation. Okay, for this, what we do is that I'm going to, since that most of you are already familiar with the teaching meditation, anybody who's not familiar with meditation, raise hands. Okay, if there are some of you, nowadays, some people, they say that I do meditation. And how to do that? And who taught you? I learned from YouTube. Okay, this is not a good idea. The point is that the meditation is something which is like playing with your mind. And if you don't do it properly, it can really affect your mind in ways that it will affect your energy, physiological energy. It's not the energy meaning just the some fancy words, physiological energy, and then that can affect your mind again in a reverse way, and it can really make you go crazy. And to treat that is very difficult when the energy within your body goes wrong. For example, like the same when you feel the fear, what's it like? You feel the energy within your body to make your body to shrink. So what is that? There's some energy there which makes your body to shrink. When you're angry, it makes your body to like expand, and there is energy. So the point is that there's some energy. For example, you have migraine. Again, there's a play of the energy there happening, and it's just a play of the energy within. And the same. Sometimes with the taking food, how you talk, how you interact with other people, environment, the weather, and so forth, they can affect the energy. And the one thing which can directly affect the energy is your meditation. So therefore, if you don't learn the meditation technique well, number one, if you do it from the YouTube, it can be very dangerous. And number two, that even if you learn from a teacher, to make sure that you learn it very stably, don't just jump to say that, oh, a meditation on the, say, Mahamudra, meditation on the, say, the, what is that, the great completion, Dzogchen, Tantra, and so forth. And yes, this is very sad. Some teachers, they really don't take this, they give this warning to the students, and then the students just jump in, and eventually they suffer, and they go through this mental. In fact, I met with several such people who do these meditations, and then finally they couldn't control their mind, because the mind is affected by the energy within you, and you suffer from insomnia and all these problems. And sometimes when the energy goes wrong, it can be acutely painful within the body, very disturbing, insomnia, and various problems can happen. And then to create this problem is easy, but to fix this problem is very difficult. So therefore, the point is that whenever yourself, your friends, if ever you come across people who like to practice some meditation, number one, I should learn from the say a proper source. Number one, then number two, that don't jump to the top from the ground. First, the easy one, get some experience of what is the meaning of the calmness of your mind, the control of your mind in terms of not being wavered by the mental scattering or mental laxity. So you get some exposure to that experience. Once you are there, then you can gradually go into the subtler versions of meditation, and then gradually, if you really get some degree of the stability of your meditation, then you can go into the like observing your mind, what the mind is like, and that too with the help of say the help of the standard teachers. Okay, so with this in mind, the what we do is for the meditation, the single. So basically, to make it very quick, we don't have much time. How much time we have is already 7 till question answers. Yes. So we'll do the meditation for 5 minutes. And meditation, in the first place, meditation means to habituate your mind on a virtuous object. And with this habituation, there are two kinds. Keep in mind that finally our job is to get rid of your mental departments. Each one of us, we have the seed of perfection. Seed of perfection, meaning that what do you want? We want happiness. What you don't want, we don't want suffering. For example, the young boys and girls, you have so much stress having to crack the competitive exams, very stressful, right? And people think of, so say you, what, you finish your school, you finish your college, university, now you have to do something, a job. And as this person started a startup, doing so well, I also have to start a startup. And then easily, how many startups? Out of 1,999 crash, right? And then what little money that you have, saving that you have, just throw into the ocean, gone. And you go through deep depression. So these things happen. So the point is that finally, this is not your true nature. And some people, they go through deep depression. The point is that we have to identify, number one, we have to know that we have the true nature of our mind. Find is your mind which place. For example, like the clay. The clay, you can design it in the form of demon's face. or in the form of a Buddha's face or Jesus Christ's face, which is so appealing. Just look at the face of Jesus Christ. There's so much joy, so much calmness coming. Like the Buddha's face. Everybody gives the Buddha's face as a decoration piece. So this is because that the Buddha represents peace, calmness, and compassion. So people that, and eventually it becomes also like a what, like the what is that, a decoration piece. But nobody will keep the demon's face as a decoration piece. It will not become like a fashion. So the point is that our true nature of the mind is extremely peaceful, extremely courageous, and extremely happy, no fear. That's the true nature of mind. And don't just believe, don't just think that, okay, he said it, it may be true, I don't know, but within me I see there's no hope, nothing hope there. This can be how we feel, but this is something that we have to gain conviction in. We have to learn it. Don't just have a blind faith in this. We need to have get conviction in this, that I have the Buddha nature. If you are deeply, deeply, deeply convinced of this, for me, I learned it since like 30 years ago. When I was like 1920s, joined the Institute of Buddhist Dialectics, I learned about these things. And then they say the only when I started to interact with the people, seeing the people grow, somebody was a very small child, then the growing now like 16 years old, 17 years old, 20 years old, those who I met in the late teenage, now they grow like they become 30, 40 over the years. When I see the difference, the changes, then the conviction, the presence of Buddha nature within the individuals becomes very strong. It's very true that even those people, even those who the first meeting with them, we see the person is not so intelligent. Not only the person is less informed about less read, less the what he read or informed about the philosophy and so forth, and also in terms of IQ is much less. Later on, with a very consistent, the perseverance of the engagement with the Dharma, consistent for the last 10 years, today is very different. This is what I noticed. So then I see that it's not about whether the individual performs good, performs so well, successfully in school or not. It's about your consistency in the pursuit of a meaningful wisdom or intelligence, like the teachings of Buddha, the philosophy. Then we see that the Buddha nature is very true, that exists in everyone, be it male, female, there's no difference. And some traditions, the traditions I would say, be it the mundane tradition or a religious tradition, they have a belief that the male is superior to the females. And so I personally very strongly say that anybody who believes in this, that the male is say intrinsically or the congenitally more gifted in terms of intelligence, these people are the people are backward and the society is backward. This is reality. Male, female, there's no difference. This is reality. And I strongly now I feel that very strongly from my exposure to the world, seeing different people in this world. Okay, so with this in mind, our job is to remove the mental defilement so that the true nature of us within us, it gets manifested. So how to do that? For that, we need to remove the mental defilements. To remove the mental defilements, like the gold mixed with the mud, then for the ordinary people, we see that there's no gold there. It's just a mud. We'll dump this. But the gold experts, for them, there's gold there. This is so precious. This is by no means this is something they like the ordinary mud. There's a gold there. And how do you know that there's a gold within me? Right? Don't say any gold within me. And so what he or she will do is help us to remove the mud. Once the mud is removed, then gradually you see that the gold inside starts to glow. Then you realize, oh, indeed there's a gold there. Okay, I don't want to go too deep into that. This is a whole separate topic known as a Buddha nature. Everybody has a seed of perfection. Buddha nature, when I speak about the Buddha nature, it doesn't mean Buddhism. It simply means the seed of awakening, seed of perfection. And that is irrespective of who you are, whether you're a believer or not believer, male, female, religious, not religious, or Buddhists, Christians, Muslims. We all have this potential. And that potential, who has a greater potential, who has less potential? No, everybody has the same potential. This is reality. So that needs to awaken, and so that we experience total fearlessness and infinite happiness, which is what everybody across the board of humanity, board of sentient beings, we see that is holds true. Everybody seeks these two. And even those people who say that who you envy or who you see as, wow, this is amazing, a startup, very successful, this person, that person, so forth. And so with all these getting so much money, so what for? For to get into your miseries and to have the happiness. And you also have this potential, perfect potential for that. So for that, wise people will jump directly to remove the defilement rather than hang on to external factors. External factors, okay, get for me some more money, more power, and so forth. So these will temporarily help us to get our temporary this is joy, and to get rid of the fear temporarily. But the wise people will look for insight to remove the dirt, so that the fearlessness is the say the exposed in its bare form, and the infinite happiness is exposed in its bare form. So these are the wise people, and those people who look for outside for expecting happiness and the power and so forth. So these are not really wise. And those people who can go for both, this is the wisest. Short term, go for the external factors. Long term, to remove the internal dirt, so that the goal inside us will be exposed fully. Goal inside us of the fearlessness and infinite happiness will be exposed fully. So for this, on the how to remove the mental dirt, this is the point. To remove the mental dirt, we need to apply the remedies. What remedies? That remedy is for know the remedy, we need to know the defilements. So say if you earlier, let's say that this calf earlier, let's say 10 years ago, this fell into mud, and then it became dirty. I have to offer it to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. I have to wash it, and I wash it so well under the plain water, and it works so well. And then yesterday it fell in a grease oil. And then last 10 years ago, I washed under the plain water, and it worked so well, it became so clean. I wash it. No, the grease doesn't go away. So I seek your help. So what happened? So 10 years ago, I washed under the water. It worked so well. It became so clean. Now it's not becoming clean. What happened? Is there change in the water? Anyone? Was it what would you say? Quick. Anyone? 10 years ago, it worked so well that I fell in the mud, and then I washed it, and it became so clean. So yesterday it fell in the grease oil, and I washed it in the same water, but it's not becoming clean. What happened? Is there a change in the global warming? Was the water changed? Anyone else? Not the right method? Anyone else? Quick, to save time. Huh? Why? Earlier I didn't know you saw. Yes, the mud and the grease, the nature are different. You're getting it? So to apply, to know what kind of remedy to apply, you have to know what kind of the dirt, what kind of pollutants are these? What is the nature of the pollutants? So we see that the nature of the pollutants within us, twofold, to be very quick. We don't have time. Very quick, twofold. One is ignorance, and the other one is selfishness. Where one is very ignorant, you will continue to suffer, be it in mundane sense or in a spiritual sense. Where there is selfishness, you will continuously suffer, be it in a family, in a community, in the world, wherever you are, you will continuously suffer. These are the two demons inside us. These are two mental dirts, and these two will give rise to the offshoots in the form of attachment, anger, jealousy, fear, and so forth. And this is a problem. So somebody who really thinks of getting rid of the ignorance, getting rid of the selfishness, these are the wise people. So that will really give you the ease. For example, say, just think, it's common sense. So where say that the somebody they threw a stone, and the window glass is broken. And then mentally you're so disturbed. What is this? Who's that? Then you go out. I'll sue this person. Window glass, how much it costs? Maybe 200 rupees. You go to sue, right? And you have to hire a lawyer. Lawyer will take you 30,000. You're getting it, and then you lose your time. So this time, actually, you can go to work. You get, say, 30,000. 30,000 to lawyer. You lose 60,000 easily. You're getting, and then anger. You have to go to hospital. Hospital charge you another 10,000. Right? You see that it's just because of the why this happening, because of anger, and what gives rise to this anger, because of selfishness. So look how even on the mundane sense, where you are very selfish, this selfishness only creates, while the selfishness is meant to teach a lesson to that person who broke this glass, right? Actually, what the selfishness wants is that the person should surrender to you, say that I'm very sorry, and what should I do? Say you have to fix this, and then you have to pay money so that you will not do it again, right? So this is what it never happens like this. Instead, you lose money, you lose health, you lose sleep, you lose your appetite, you lose everything. This is all because of the selfishness. With the selfishness, family will not be happy. Family will be really broken. Even in the mundane sense, believe it or not, in the family, where there's a selfishness, the family is broken. There's no, the cordial family there. There's no feeling of the, beautiful atmosphere. That is lost, there's damage. So these two things, where the education is missing, ignorance is prevailing, finish, there's no happiness. This is a problem. All these problems are because of these two things. But these two demons, they are not your true nature. Your true nature is very different. Your true nature is extremely beautiful. As opposed to ignorance, you have the wisdom, and this wisdom needs to be invoked from within. And as opposed to selfishness, that's incredible embracing. Funny, what you want is you want infinite happiness. What do you mean by happiness? When are you more happy? When you see, for example, your mobile, you check how many likes I have, right? You check, and then you see somebody else's how many likes he has, she has, right? Or he has 20,000, my one has only 2, right? You feel so sad. So why? You want people to embrace you, like you. What does it mean like you? Embrace. People will embrace you only when you embrace them. What is embracing others? This is love and affection. Love and affection is the counterforce of the selfishness. So deep inside, we want happiness. We want to embrace others with love and affection. But on the contrary, the selfishness just destroys us, yet we are totally deceived by these two things. So how to get rid of these two? We have to apply the remedies. Now we know the nature of the defilements. Knowing the nature of the defilements, our job is to apply the correct remedies. So don't just go for the plain water. It's a grease. It's not a plain. It's not a mud. It's not regular mud. It's a grease. So you have to apply detergent. You're getting it? Likewise, you have to apply the correct remedy. What's the correct remedy? For the ignorance is the wisdom. You're getting it? For the ignorance is the wisdom. For example, let's say that the wisdom of emptiness. Of course, I jump into emptiness directly, right? While many of us may not be exposed to emptiness, but don't worry. And some people, they think, what is emptiness? How many years you have to study? Namjongla tell me how many years you have to study emptiness? Oh, 10, 20 years. Oh, no. And then somebody's there. No, what is emptiness? What is study? What? Just go for direct practice. It's just like, just practice, and you could feel the joy and the transformation. Right? It's so what what is that? The marketing is so beautiful, right? And whereas here the marketing is so boring. 10 years, 20 years studies, then what after this? Then you have to practice again another many lifetimes, right? So the point is that this is something where we need to really work on. Believe it or not, if you don't study, you cannot get emptiness. Why? Emptiness and quantum physics. If you compare the two, I can say that with the emptiness experience, you will, if you really get the glimpse of emptiness, you will have goosebumps on your body. With the quantum physics, yes, of course, Niels Bohr says something. If you study quantum physics and if you're not shocked by it, you have not understood it yet. This is what Niels Bohr said. And yes, to some extent, I could agree with him. But that experience, extreme transformation taking place within you by seeing emptiness, to get a glimpse of emptiness, the goosebumps come in your body. Say the transformation takes place within you, right? Anger subsides, affliction subsides, your fear subsides, you become more, say, the composed. These are the direct impact of the wisdom of emptiness. So, this wisdom of emptiness, quantum physics, so which is subtler. I wouldn't go to say that wisdom of emptiness is subtler, but the in both cases, without study, is impossible that we can get it. And without the wisdom of emptiness, impossible that we can stop the tears of samsara, the tears that we have to shed in our life. How many of us we have shed tears in our life? Reasons out of sadness, the loss of near and dear ones, and so forth. Pain, so much pain. I still remember after like 50 years that I lost my mother when I was just 5 years old. And I still remember, so vividly remember, that the just this 5 years old little boy, he didn't know what to do. And then the brother and the sister, 1 year older brother and few years older sister, we all just hugging the father who himself was physically so depleted, so broken, and just like them crying. And then on the other side, I remember the mother's the body there, extremely sad. These are the pains of samsara. So these pains will never stop unless until we see emptiness, unless until we wake up from the sleep of ignorance. It's not about Buddhism or not Buddhism. It's about your reality. For example, if you're hungry, okay, let's say I want to get rid of hunger, right? Okay, what religion are you following? You're Buddhist following Buddhism, then you have to go for Buddhist food. This is totally nonsense. You're getting it? So hunger, Buddhism, Christianity, non-believer, it doesn't matter. Hinduism, Muslim, doesn't matter. You have to eat food. There's no Buddhist food. There's no Hindu food. There's no non-believer food. Food is food. You're getting it? Likewise, wisdom of emptiness, not a Buddhist wisdom of emptiness. Without this, there's no way. Even you're Buddhist, non-Buddhist, whatever, if you don't take the food, you will die of hunger. This is reality. So I can say with great confidence that, and I'm sure that you will also agree with me, that even if you are to sit for retreat, right? Sit for retreat, like the mantra, right? Whatever mantra that you recite, instead of that, if you recite that, right? The words Om Albaransaran Hum, Om Albaransaran, you say this like 100,000 trillions of times, sit for 30 years, you will not become a Nobel laureate in physics. I hope you will agree with me. If you really want to become Nobel laureate in physics, you have to study physics. You're getting it? Likewise, if you really want to understand emptiness, you have to study emptiness. Without this, you cannot understand what emptiness is. Simply by sitting for what we call a retreat, without studying emptiness, it will never happen. So these are the realities that we should not forget. Oftentimes, people are lured by the misinformation, and then they can go into the wrong direction. So with this in mind, to counteract the ignorance, which is one of the defilements within us, the only remedy relies in the wisdom. Wisdom has to be, number one, studied, then reflected upon, and then finally meditated upon. Three things. Then the other side is the selfishness. For the selfishness, we have to practice selfishness pushes others away from you. Yes? You agree? Selfishness pushes others away from you. And now what we should practice to get rid of this selfishness is to embrace, rather than pushing, embrace everybody. How to embrace this? The best way by which to embrace this is known as bodhicitta. The desire, aspiration to become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. This incredibly beautiful practice, and of course we don't have time for that. I see that some of you are from the last Bodhicitta retreat. Hence, those who are from Bodhicitta retreat, the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and Ripa was the star there. She was the star of the virtual retreat there, and many of them from the online also. I can see you there. Okay, so what I'm saying is that these two methods have to be practiced, and then you see that your heart expands. As the heart expands, the resistance, which is in the form of pushing others away from you, this resistance will stop. And resistance brings disturbance in the mind. Disturbance is the mental agitation. This is the stress. And then the stress, when it goes to the extended period of time, it becomes depression. And if it is intense, it becomes anxietic. So and these will destroy your immunity. And with the loss of immunity, you can easily contract diseases and illnesses. So if you nobody, and we see that nowadays boys and young boys and young girls, although their body is already slim fit, still they go to gym, right? Why? To fix their body. If you really want to fix your body, take care of your immune system. That is extremely important. And that, no matter with the anger, so much anger, selfishness, anger, and the so forth, no matter how much you go to gym, your immunity will keep going down. With the immunity going down, no matter how much you go to gym, you will easily contract diseases. And sometimes you know that excessive gym can have bad effect on your health. You're getting it? So all these things, because the immunity is not there. Where the immunity is strong, then the excess that's not an issue. Where the immunity is down, then the excess, you see somebody spending like 2 hours, 3 hours in the gym. You do that, and then easily you become sick, and it can kill you. Okay, so with this in mind, then these require the wisdom and embracing others. Bodhicitta require to be trained. That training in these two is known as meditation, and these two needs to be supported by the single point of meditation. These two need to be supported. To make these two experiences very firm and stable, must be supported by this single point of meditation. So what are you doing here is a 5-minute single point of meditation. And since that I see that many of you are already into this quickly, 4 points to keep in mind for single point of meditation. One is the body posture, and I don't want to go into detail. For the body posture, 2 things very important: backbone upright. The back upright. This position that we must learn. Particularly, I see that many of us, we tend to sit like this with the back bent like this. And if this is your habit, please fix it now. So in fact, when I was in school, I also used to sit like this all the time. And to my amazement, when I was in one school, even talk, I see all the boys and girls are sitting like this. And I said, no, sit up like this, and they sit up like this. And gradually again, this awareness is gone. Again, they go back like this. What happened? Sit up. Again, they sit up. So the point, this is something that we have to build it to make it your habitual position. Sit properly, but the body should be flexible. It should not be rigid. Then the other very important point is eyes not closed. Eyes half open, 45 degrees cast down in a very natural course. Okay, these two are the very important points. Then the number 2 is the focal point. What are we going to meditate on? So we're going to do a very simple meditation, yet very effective. Is that, and we'll just focus on the count the breath. Focus on the breath. Count the breath. Just breathe in, breathe out. Cycle 1. Breathe in, breathe out. Cycle 2. This is what we're going to do for 5 minutes. And initially, when you do the meditation, don't just start with like half an hour practice, 1 hour practice, and so forth. And people, those who are too naive about meditation, when they ask you, "Are you meditating?" and you say, "Yes." How long you meditate? Half an hour, 1 hour, right? This is anybody. Should anybody ask this question? The person's too naive. Person does not know what is a meditation. You're getting it? It's not about how long you meditate. It's about what is the quality of your meditation. So right from the beginning, meditation is something, as I said earlier, it is not that something is better than nothing, it is nothing is better than something. Don't forget it. Meditation is nothing is better than something. It's not that something is better than nothing. You're getting it? So if you don't know how to meditate properly, better not do it. You're getting it? Because if you do it in the wrong way, it can damage the energy system, and it can make your mind go crazy. Okay. So the focal point, just count the breath 21 times. and sorry, if you do 21 times, it'll be like 1.5 minute, 1.5 minutes. Whereas if you do it for the 5 minutes, then it's going to be like, for depending on the length of your breath, for some it can be like 60 rounds, for others can be like 70, 80, depending on your age and your overall health. Okay. And then the next point is very important: the errors of meditation. What mistakes we can make when we meditate? Two main mistakes. One is mental laxity, and the other one is mental excitement. Mental laxity is where mental laxity is the inactivity of your mind. When your mind becomes inserviceable, your mind becomes lax, your mind sinks and feel lethargy heavy. And the other one is mental scattering, or mental the excitement, which is in line with the attachment. So when the mind, there's overactivity of the mind gets distracted here and there. Okay, so if any of these two things happen, you must manage your mind well. If you don't manage it, if you let your mind go into these two patterns, then better not do the meditation than to do the meditation for hours and hours. Okay, so when any of these two things happen, no need to worry. Just apply. Go for number 4. Number 4 is applying the remedies to overcome the errors. Applying the remedies. Remedies primarily twofold. One is introspection, and the other one is mindfulness. Introspection is keep an eye on your mind to see if your mind is meditating, or is already distracted, or is in the next state. And this was the introspection. So introspection is so important just keep an eye on your mind to see if it is meditating or not. And if you see that it's distracted, not meditating, then apply the mindfulness to bring the mind back to the intended object of meditation. Okay, 5 minutes. Ready? Okay, thank you. Okay, so what we are talking about is, for example, what we learned is about the selfishness, how destructive that is. It destroys your life, it destroys the life of your family, it destroys the life of the community, your country, the world, and particularly people who think more about your long-term journey, not only this life, the future lifetimes. And we should be thinking about your own mind, fixing your mind to remove the mental dirt fully, so that the true nature within us will be manifested. And the true nature within us, each one of us, this is extremely beautiful, the true nature within us. And the only when you get some idea of what it is like, then you will never ever have a sense of self-hate. You will never ever say that I hate myself. Oftentimes this is a problem with today's world. There are many people who say that I hate myself. The point is that they don't see the treasure within themselves. And some of them I know who are materially so well off, ultra rich, and has in fact all the facilities, and telling me that my life is so boring. My life is so boring. Some people, they have hardly anything to eat, and they have everything, and yet this is what they're feeling. So because they could not see a deeper meaning inside. But to be very honest, I say coming to attend like this, like a lecture, one-time lecture, two lectures, three lectures, and to be very honest, and these are like the lighthouse, showing you what's the purpose of lighthouse, to tell the ship that you should go in this direction, come in this direction, there's the land. You're getting it? So these are not the real land, these are the lighthouse to indicate to go to a land. So what is the real land is that the systematic studies, and those people, it's not about how intelligent you are. Sometimes this is a problem with the intelligent people, right? So the intelligent people, they tend to usually impatient. They want everything so fast right now, right? Whereas the Buddha's set for 6 years of austerity and the deep practice, and whereas his students like us, we want everything to be done, that said, I want renunciation first. What three principle, the three main practices: renunciation, bodhicitta, and wisdom emptiness. They learn a little bit of wisdom, the renunciation, a little bit of bodhicitta, a little bit about emptiness, and they think that, oh, the renunciation, it'll take me how long, right? I want to practice it. Renunciation, it may take like 1 month. Then bodhicitta, he said, it'll take long, so maybe 2 months. Then wisdom emptiness, I'm intelligent, I'll get it in 1 month, right? But he said that it'll take a little, you have to study more, so maybe 2 months. So it's like within 6 months, you already become enlightened. You're getting it? This is our being over ambitious. The reality is very different, right? I can talk about a building of a huge dam to be constructed within a span of 20 years. I can explain it just within 10 minutes of what it is like. But actual construction will take us 20 years. And those people who are very realistic, they will undertake the journey of 20 years. And those people who are not realistic, they'll continue to shed tears in 20 years. You're getting it? So that's your choice. Either you bear you go through the struggle of 20 years and eventually have the dam, and the other person always saying that no, it takes 20 years, and then it takes 20 years and no dam. You're getting it? So one time, somebody from they sent me a message. No, the person actually came to me with discussion, and the person said that emptiness, having studied emptiness in these retreats, or those who attended my retreat, right, Bodhicitta retreat, you learned emptiness, yes, no? Huh? Our physicist, yes. MTech, yes. Right, we learn emptiness. Pinzola, yes. Okay, we learn emptiness. And then somebody from such retreats, that was several years ago, came to me and said, Geshe, emptiness works so well when I am just sitting quietly and meditate emptiness, that I'm not existing intrinsically. It works so well. But when I'm in the rage of anger and so forth, I try to meditate emptiness, it doesn't work. So what should I do? I said that how long have you studied and practiced emptiness? 20 years? I said, no. How long? Then 5 years? No. How long? 1 year? No. How long? 1 month? No. For how long? Just 10 days. 10-day teaching on emptiness. You getting it? And then I said that don't ever tell this to the monk scholars in the monastic university. I study emptiness 10 days and you're expecting emptiness experience. You're getting it? I said that if you really want to see that the emptiness works well even in your difficult situations, like emotions. When you're being flooded by the emotions, then you should do one thing, that you have to study Acharya Chandra with this text. And how long does it take? I said minimum 2 years. And she said, oh yo, right? And I said, it's up to you. 2 years are you, or the whole life are you? That's up to you. If you don't want the 2 years are you, right, then you have to go for whole life are you, right? And whereas if you bear the 2 years are you, then you can save from to go through IO for whole life, and then future lives also. And this is your choice. Okay, so with this in mind, the point is that we need to know. So finally, these courses, even the retreats, they're quite intensive, right? Our physicist, yes, we have a young physicist here. Raise your hand. An MTag behind her. Yes. Okay. So they learned emptiness for like whole one their retreat, and Rebecca studied very intensely for 10 days, right? Although she was with Tibetan for the last how many years? 5 years, right? But 10 days she was very serious, right? Very serious. Okay, so what I'm saying is that the say these even 10 days is actually very good, very good. But if you really want to leave an impact in your mind, then it should be they should have systematic studies. And systematic studies, and of course, when you study the 6 perfections, I'm going to quickly go through the 6 perfections. You will see that when you speak of the enthusiasm, there are 2 kinds. One is the enthusiasm of the consistency, and the other one is the enthusiasm of rigor. There are 2. And at the initial stage, enthusiasm of consistency is more important than the enthusiasm of rigor. Oftentimes, the people go for the opposite. When they start, they start so much rigor, and they say the rigor. When somebody is too much into rigor, just at the initial phase, I'm a little scared. When will this person stop? Right? I'm just waiting for the time, right? Luckily, some of the participants, they're opposite. They start slow, and then rigorous. Certainly, 10 days, very rigorous, right? That happens. Okay, so what I'm saying is that systematic studies, that too, just go consistently. Initially, you may feel a little lost here and there. It doesn't matter. Be consistent. It's not about how much you have learned today, how much you have learned the last 1 week. It's not about that. It's about how consistent are you, right? So the point is that I always emphasize people, particularly some people say that Geshe-la's retreats are very intense. Are they intense or not? Answer is yes, they're intense. But I never ask people that you should have some exposure to Buddhist philosophy before you attend my retreat. I never say this. And even if some people, the people do the hint to me that this should be the requirement made, I said no. I only want 2 things from the individuals. One, the person should have interest in this. Interest, number 1. Number 2, that the person should be consistent. And consistent should be really consistent, not just being there, give the attendance and leave. Right? You understand what I'm saying? Some people, they go to college, they give the attendance, they leave. Some people, they go for proxy. Right? Okay, it seems like there's nobody who does the proxy because you don't laugh. If you do that, you would laugh at, wow. Okay, so what I'm saying is that it's not just giving attendance and leave. You're getting it? Give attendance, stay there, study well, right? Then something will come out in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, right? Just give the attendance and leave, and then even if it is for 10 years, 20 years, nothing will happen. So consistency and study, this is so important. I assure you with confidence that it's not about how intelligent you are, what is your IQ level. No. Do I believe in IQ level? Yes, I do believe in that. I know that there's a difference there. But even this IQ level can be changed. Over the extended period of time. Study, for example, like the Acharya chanted this text continuously for like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Even your IQ level will increase. How do you know that? So earlier, says the kind of judgment that you say the or decision that you take, and now the decision there is going to be stark different. There's to be you see a stark difference in these two decision makings. So the point is that consistency very important. Plus, the with consistency, the interest in this, right? So that will make sure that there's a transformation taking place within us. Number one. And then the other part, which I usually share with the Nalanda studies and Nalanda study students, on that so when you study these two, even some people can be very consistent and very consistent for years and years, but the aim is eventually I will become a teacher. So usually I say that don't take that as the aim. Aim should be for my own transformation, that I should be transformed, right? If I don't have gold, how can I export gold? You're getting it? If I'm not happy, how can I teach happiness to others? So therefore, if I'm not transformed, how can I transform others? So the motivation should be that it's not about teaching others. I become a teacher. I become this. Don't think about this. Think of that I should this for my personal transformation. You're getting it? What degree of transformation takes place within you, that's up to you. That depends on the situation, but that should be the motivation. With this motivation, later on, then you may come across a situation where it is such that the Buddha Dharma is in such the bad shape that it needs the help of some people. So, for example, if you look at for example, Lama Tsongkhapa, most likely this one, here. And for example, Lama Tsongkhapa, he was such an eloquent teacher, amazing eloquent teacher, enlightened teacher. And Arya Manjushri, where? Yes, behind Lama Tsongkhapa, here Arya Manjushri. Yes, Arya Manjushri made the prophecy to Lama Tsongkhapa that they say, for you need to go for isolation. You need to go for, say, the solitary retreat in isolation to practice more intensely, that you will experience Arya Nagarjuna's philosophy of emptiness. And of course, gave further instructions. And then the students of Lama Tsongkhapa, they were saying that if Lama Tsongkhapa leaves for solitary retreat, then he will take care of there's thousands of students who depend on him. And then Arya Manjushri said that, say, if there are complaints coming from the people, that who will take care of these, and in fact, I know the situation better than anybody else. And if you think that people, they keep backbiting us for that matter, then have patience, right? Just bear with the situation, and the reality will be unfolded later on. Okay, so the point is that we need the, say, consistency in your practice. And for this, I would say that I see the many young faces here. We really need to go for some consistent studies, and it doesn't mean that you have to. In a school, you're expected to spend minimum like 4, 5, 6 hours a day, keeping aside the weekends. You're expected to spend like minimum 6, 7 hours a day on your studies. But for these studies, like which is coming from your passion, you can spend about like, say, 2 hours, 3 hours a week, not a day, 3 hours a week. That's good enough, but consistently. This will make sure that there's a change going within you. This is so important. Okay, so having said this, what we talked about is that we all have this potential. And this potential, to what extent it will come out, the one, if you get a glimpse that, yes, it is something is there, then you'll start to feel the joy. You'll start to feel the joy. Why the people who win Wimbledon, why they scream is so much of excitement? Why? Because they could feel the sense of accomplishment. You're getting it? When you see the Buddha energy within you, when you start to see the Buddha energy within you, then you will have a sense of accomplishment. With that sense of accomplishment, there's a joy within you. This joy will take your journey journey very effectively. This is known as enthusiasm, the joyous effort. All effort that you put in becomes extremely joyful, that the journey becomes very spontaneous. You don't really have to exert. You don't really have to force yourself, but the journey will become very spontaneous. And in the process, you continue to grow. And not only that, it helps yourself, you can help so many other people. You're getting it? So in fact, the more than the proper more technical teaching, I'd like to share these anecdotes with you. The one time in my office, there was one school principal, lady principal, fixed an appointment with me and came to my office. And usually, whoever comes, even new people, and when they come, I would just check how they come to know about Tibet House. And I know somehow I get the clue how they come from. What is the connecting, linking point? And this lady, I could get no clue how she came. And that was not accidental coming. She met her, she sought for an appointment. And I could not get any clue. Finally, I became so desperate. I asked her, how do you know about Tibet House? And she said that. Then she shared me a story. It's beautiful. This is the message. More than the technical science. They're very important, but for just one session. And these messages are very important so that it will make us feel the weight of these technical teachings of the Buddha. She said that in my colony, around Noida place, in my colony, from my window, I could always see a lady passing by. A lady passing by, right? Okay. If there's somebody from Noida, don't think that you are the person, right? There's a lady passing by. And then she said that I never saw this lady as agitated, disturbed. All these 7 years, I never saw this lady as agitated, disturbed. Every time, anytime I see her passing by, I could see the composure. There's a calmness there. Composure. And she herself, knowing herself, of course, having a huge responsibility as the principal of the school. But Minergy School is very different. It's amazing. I really appreciate it. This is what a joy for me. It made my day. These small children, they made my day. That just a few days ago, right? Yeah. And what happened? Then she said that how come that I could easily feel agitation within me anytime. But this lady, for the last 7 years, so composed, so peaceful. How come? What is the secret of this lady's composure and the peace? One day she could not resist herself. She just ran out and met the lady, right? When she was passing, she just ran and I stopped her. Say, ma'am, please tell me. I've been watching you the last 7 years, and you always seem so calm, peaceful, composed, very happy. Tell me, what is the secret of this composure, your calmness, your peace of mind? And she said, no, I don't do anything. I simply go to Tibet House. Right? What is Tibet House? And she Google searched. And then she made an appointment. Right? So what I'm saying is that it's not about Tibet House. It is about this lady. You're getting it? Set an incredibly good example. So you, by discovering your own Buddha nature within, the seed of perfection within yourself, and you believing in your content, you believing in your potential, and then working in this direction, nobler the goal, the more the time taking. Let's not forget it. Nobler the goal, the more the time taking in your effort. Don't expect shortcuts to achieve noble goals. You're getting it? People who are what we call the what is that? Successful people, really legendary people. They really worked so many years to reach to that level, the stature of the success. So likewise, each one of us, particularly the young ones, keep in mind that nobler the goal, more the time taking. You're getting it? We should be patient. But it is only through consistent practice to reach there and that you can achieve the result. It's not that I just wait and then let's okay, after 7 years something may happen. No, you have to put effort. Keep all along. Keep putting effort. Okay. So what kind of effort is required? The first one is that we need to have some goal in our life. Some goal in our life. There should be a goal in our life. What goal? Of course, we have a belly. We have to, feed ourselves. That is one goal. That's the immediate goal. Everybody has to struggle with this. And then the, the bigger goal is the goal which the ordinary people cannot imagine. So what is that? Just keep in mind, just see how true that is. Say a young man came to my office many years ago, and he attended my classes, and then one day he asked for a personal appointment. He came, and okay, what can I do? And he said that, okay, sure. Before I start with the what I have to share with you, let me tell you how I came to Tibet House. This is how he started. He said that I was working in one big company, and it paid him handsomely. And okay, I finished my college and got a job, good job, decent job, well paid. And then after about 2 years, he noticed one thing, that early morning, like 7 o'clock, maybe he gets up. Oh, it's already 7 o'clock. I'm being late for the work. Then he rushes to the work. Then work. After work, then he comes back like what 6 p.m. He comes back and he's tired. He watches a little bit of television, and that I don't know whether he's getting the dinner, right? Television, he feel even more tired, right, and fall asleep on the sofa. And the next morning again, oh, it's already 6 o'clock. Again, rush. Then he thought, oh, gee, this is how I spent my life the last 2 years. I'm like a dog. You're getting it? There's no difference between dog and me as a human being. Even the dog also, like 6 o'clock, he gets up, he runs. He'll not give a label job. Actually, it's a job to look for food, right? And human beings, we give a label job. But for what? To get money? For what? To fill your belly. Same. Both you set off, right? And then in the evening, both of you come back, right? And the dog doesn't have a television to watch. He goes to bed directly. So that way it saves time. Saves time. He gets an extra 1 hour rest. And then for you, again, another extra 1 hour drain of energy watching television. You feel tired, you don't even go to a proper bed. The dog at least has whatever bed he has, he gets it. And so here you sleep on the sofa, right? And the next day again you get up. What's the difference between me as a human being and a dog? I'm like a dog. This is what he said. You're getting it? I have a human mind. I'm a human being, not a dog. How I lead my life is like a dog. So I should use my the extremely powerful mind which the animals are not gifted with. So this is what I have to do. So this is what, and then this thought made him to look for the places, and he came to learn about Tibet House and came to Tibet House. This is how he introduced. And then each one of us, let us think very seriously what he said. See how what he said is actually applicable to each one of us. Just see that. If it is high time for us to reconsider our lifestyle. You're getting it? To see that there's a greater meaning, short-term meaning, that is to fill your belly, to feed yourself, and the long-term benefit to take care of your long-term, the goal of awakening the seed within us, the seed of perfection within us. So, for that matter, what is the wisest thing to do is that we should see that there's a goal, there should be a bigger goal within me. What is that? Or what is that goal? Awaken the potential within me. And don't underestimate yourself. Don't think that, oh, look at His Holiness, look at these, big Rinpoches, oh, they are so accomplished, I'm just ordinary. No. You have 1 kg gold, His Holiness has 1 kg gold, the Buddha Shakyamuni has 1 kg gold, and their gold is so pure that the mud is gone. For us, the gold is there, but it's covered by the mud. That's the difference. Tell me, which gold is more precious? The gold which is mud, covered by mud, and the gold without the cover of the mud. Which is more precious? Tell me. Huh? Anyone, quick. Huh? If the online do not, then I'll give chance to offline. Right? Anyone? Which is more precious? Huh? Same. It's same. You're going to remove the mud. Right? remove the mud. It's the same goal, 1 kg, 1 kg. So we are just the same. You're getting it? If you get this feeling, you see that, wow, this is amazing. I have a huge goal ahead of me to accomplish. That is to let this potential manifest fully. This is my long-term plan. And the immediate, yes, at the unless until we are really the committed to go for the long-term personal retreat. Otherwise, somebody is to be in the community, work there. Meanwhile, never forget this long-term goal to be accomplished, long-term plan to be accomplished. That is to unravel this hidden treasure within you. So how to unravel this hidden treasure? That the goal is that I have to remove the mental dirt from this. So what is that purity inside? That is known as full awakening. In technical, it is known as Buddhahood. The Buddhahood does not mean Buddhism. You're getting it? Buddhahood does not mean Buddhism. Ism is just a label. Otherwise, the Buddha meaning the awakening. Anybody can be awakened. A Christian can be awakened. A Hindu can be awakened. Muslim can be awakened. Anybody can be awakened. The only thing is that to awaken, your mental defilements are to be removed. You're getting it? So the goal is not to become a Buddhist, but to awaken yourself, to awaken your potential fully. And later on, say, okay, our physicist, what's your name? Chirinchuskit. So let's say that when Chirinchus is awakened, then she can start a ism, Chirinchuskidism. Right, you can start ism. You don't have to start. Your followers will create a ism. You're getting it? Say Lama Tsongkhapa came, and Lama Tsongkhapa never said that I will start a ism. And then his followers came about Gilukism, you know? So this is what happens. But we should not forget that the goal is not the ism. Goal is to awaken your potential. This is the goal. So that we found the goal now. So the same, many of us, I'm sure that you recite this verse that the what is that? Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, I pay heed to you. Then, just as previous Buddhas have generated the mind of bodhicitta, and just as they engage in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise, I too will generate the mind of bodhicitta, will engage in the Bodhisattva practices, right? So, when we say this, you have already set a goal there. My goal is to awaken my potential within me. There's a potential within me that must be awakened. And you get a glimpse of this, that this is something which is doable, which I can actually do that. Even the glimpse, the joy, the calmness that you get is unparalleled. So with this in mind, you found the goal, and then you have a lot of things to do. It's not boring. You have lot of things to do, right? Alongside your own work, your work, they just say some of you may be teachers, some of you may be the employee, and some of you may have be self-employed, whatever you're doing, and then they do that alongside that. My passion is eventually to unravel this hidden treasure within me. So with this goal that I will awaken this hidden treasure within me. Technically speaking, this is known as bodhicitta. May I become the full awakened one for the benefit of all sentient beings. Are you getting it? So when you say for the benefit of all sentient beings, some of you may think that what it is we're talking about your goal, and now for the benefit of all sentient beings. No, I cannot do for others. I can do for myself. But to make it very short, and the wisest thing to do is to experience infinite happiness. Finally, everybody wants to experience infinite happiness. And to experience infinite happiness, the secret of the infinite happiness lies in your infinite compassion. So when you feel, let's say that somebody steps in, right? And then you say there are two, you and your friend. Your friend looks at the person. Okay, this person may they sit on the way. Actually, I'm thinking of sitting, right? Then you have a little bit of aversion. Whereas, say the Professor Renugaji, when somebody else comes, Professor, oh, welcome. You're getting it? And whereas in your case, he may occupy my place there, right? So you're a little uneasy. Professor Renuka is so happy. Welcome to Tushita. You're getting it? So which of the two mindsets you're more happy? If your mindset is way like how Renuka feels, that welcome to Tushita, or that, oh, so now I should, this place where he may come to sit on my place, right? Which of the two mindset will make you more happy? Tell me, quick. Huh? Which one? Professor Renuka's thing. Okay, look, this is known as the compassion giving happiness to you. You're getting it? Where you feel, okay, the person may take my position. My position should not happen because I'm important. Selfishness. You're getting it? So where the selfishness kicks in, there's a problem. So we see that the real secret of happiness is where compassion grows, compassion expands, and it's very funny. The two methods to generate bodhicitta. The method of Rebecca, what are the two? Oh, sorry. Right. Suddenly I asked. Right. Okay. What are the two, Nicola? Sevenfold cause and effect to generate bodhicitta, and a physicist. The method of equalizing the exchange of self for others, right? The two methods. So with these two methods, if you practice them, you see that. Okay, I'm sorry. It's already 8 o'clock. Okay, so this is very important. When you actually practice these two methods, then your mind actually expands. When the mind expands with compassion, then the barrier, the moment the unknown person comes, still immediately you create a sense of barrier. Right? In what way this person may harm me? In what way this person may there's a judgment. They say easily becoming judgmental. All these things happen when your compassion increases. All these are dropped. The person comes, a person may be judgmental, may not be judgmental. It doesn't matter. Even if judgmental, you will not feel disturbed. You're getting it? This is beautiful mental state. Extremely beautiful. We don't have time on this. Otherwise, these two practice bodhicittas. If you really go into detail, the study of this, and then actually practice them, this is the most beautiful mind in this universe. Believe it or not. You get this feeling, your mind simply expands, and you feel such a relief there. This is the most beautiful mind in this world. It will not judge anybody. It will know everybody. Weak person is weak person, strong is strong, but the person will not judge you on that basis. Because you are weak, the person will feel compassionate. Because you are strong, the person will admire. You're getting it? It's a beautiful state of mind where the individual feels a maximum benefit out of this. Okay, now quickly, having this goal that may meaning that you aspire. Say may I have the audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. May I have the audience with His. You have to do something, right? You have to go to Dharamsala. Right, simply by sitting here in Delhi all the time, right? May I have the audience with His Holiness. May I have those. Keep saying that it will not happen, right? What should you do? You have to actually look. How should I get the audience? Hey, Professor Renuka, please tell me something, right? Where should I contact? Then they say you have to write there. Yes, I'll write. To whom? All you have to put effort. May I have the audience with His own. May I? It will never happen. So to make it happen, you have to take steps. So may my seed of perfection, the hidden treasure within me be unraveled, where I experience the total fearlessness and infinite happiness. How to make it happen? This is known as the bodhicitta, the desire to become fully awakened for the benefit of all sentient beings. So the desire means that your goal is not yet accomplished. How to make it accomplished is by actually taking steps. What steps to take? 6 perfections. 6 practices referred to as the 6 perfections. Why they are referred as perfection? Perfection is when your Buddha nature becomes manifested fully. That becomes perfect. So these 6 will take you there. This will make you attain the state of perfection of your mind. These 6. So 6 plus 4, total 10. But we if possible, I'll also try to briefly touch the set of this four as well. Six perfection. What are they? Professor Lungi already said it. Number one, generosity. Number two, morality. Number three, patience. Number four, joyous effort or enthusiasm, perseverance. Number five, meditative concentration. Number six, wisdom. Okay, so let's say the final our job. Do you agree with me that the say our mind is from 0 through to 10, right? 10 is where all the mental development is gone. 10 is where all the mental development is gone. So 0 to 10. So we are somewhere between 1 or 0.1, 0.00011, somewhere there, not 00, but 0.001, somewhere, at least some digit is there, right? And then from there we have to move to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In Heart Sutra, which the mother which recited, Gate Gate, Paragate, Parasamgate, Bodhi Swaha. This is how we have to take steps. You have to improve. What is that? Gate Gate, go. Paragate, go beyond. Parasangate, go utterly beyond. Bodhi Swaha, establish your full awakening, right? So this is meaning, keep removing your mental defilements. Keep removing mental defilements. But to remove the mental defilements, they remove the, say, more the mental defilements is more afflictive, more defiled. More clean your mind is towards nirvana and Buddhahood. So 0 is purely negative and 10 is purely perfect, absolutely pure. So from 0 to 10 we have to move. So this movement, so we say, how do we do? Say, oh, you come to Tushita, you learn something, do meditation with Nicola, right? And then okay, I have to come every day. This very beautiful, very good. And the next day, right? Or next day, okay, yeah. So my friends, hey, you're not coming. Where are you going? No, I've already decided to go to Tushita. What is Tushita? Right? Tushita, what is that? Is that like the club, nightclub? No, this is with the meditation. What is meditation? Very boring. What happened to you, right? Okay, then, okay, so what should I do? Come with us. Our friends gathering, right? And then, okay, then you go once, and so you miss thing. So you take 2 steps up, 2 steps down, 2 steps up, we never progress. This is a problem. You're getting it? This is a problem. So the point is that our job is gade, don't say gade minus gade. Gade, para gade, don't say gade, minus 2 gades, minus 3 gades, right? So keep going like this. So this is what we are expected to be done. So for this, what should we do? What should we do? Is that the number one is, what is the job? To have the infinite, for example, say, for the benefit of all beings. Benefit of all beings means to embrace all beings. You getting it? To embrace all beings, say the one way which is easiest to embrace all beings is to connect with beings. What connects with beings is, say, when you go to your friends, when you go to meet the friends, brothers, sisters, or after a long time, what do? You take some presents with you. What's the first one? Hey, the 6th perfection. What's the first one? Generosity. It is connect with others. To connect with others. You're getting it? Connect with others. So when you connect, then the virtues can flow. Virtues can flow. So virtues are related to, for example, say, virtue related to one person, virtue related to 100 people, right? Virtue related to one person is less, 100% is more. Whereas the virtue that we are going to accomplish is virtue to a full virtue, complete virtue, where your mind exhibits the infinite virtue. So for that, the virtue should be related to all the beings. So generosity related to all the beings, number one. So generosity helps you to connect with the beings. Number one, you're getting it? Number two, what is number two? Morality. So what we do is that, say our train. So from, let's say, train from Dharamsala to, we actually going for audience with this holiness. So train should be going towards Dharamsala, which is north. Delhi, yes. North or south? To north. We have to go to north, right? And the train is going towards south. What should you do? Your train is supposed to go towards north for his own audience. And our train is unfortunately going towards south. What should we do first? First, stop the train. You're getting it? And the stop the train is how fast the train moves. Look at our attachment. Look at our anger, right? So how effective the afflictions are. The train going towards the south. Huh? How effective? Somebody says, you stupid. What's your response? What is your response? You stupid. You are so fast. So this is how our train of negativity is moving so fast, so effective, right? So when the train is moving so fast, you stop. Emergency stop. What happens? Hey, tell me. It's not philosophy. Hey, the train is moving so fast, and suddenly you need to have an emergency stop. What happens? The train will make a screeching sound. You're getting it? What is that? Why this screeching sound is made? Friction. You're getting it? Huge friction. So what happens is that, so if the say for example, hey, no anger. Your name, sorry? Abhishek. Hey, no anger, right? Say somebody says, Abhishek, what are you doing? Tushita, what are you doing? You stupid, right? You stupid, right? And then suddenly Rinpoche comes, hey, Abhishek, don't say this, right? Abhishek, don't say this, right? Okay, don't have a high quality afflictions, right? You stupid, so fast, so spontaneous, stop it. And then you remember it. So is it so comfortable to stop it, or is this resistance coming inside? Hey, resistance coming inside. No, Professor Renuga just reminded me not to say this. Yes, I'll not say this. But inside, no, you have to say this. You have to say this. There's resistance coming. You're getting it? That resistance is because you are stopping your negative habit. So stopping the negative habit is the morality. Stopping the negative habit, say letting where the train runs towards the negativities. That is negativity which takes us to samsara. Now stopping it is the morality, stopping of the negativities. When you stop it, it's not easy. When you stop it, it makes the screeching sound of the friction. So for this, what should you do? Have patience. When the screeching sound happens, okay, this is not bad. When there's a resistance coming in me, right? Say for example, when I was in my 20s, 21, 22, 23, I practiced bodhicitta. Although my class on bodhicitta is still to be happen after 2 or 3 years, then and then say remember all beings are one's mothers, remember their kindness, then see say the repaying the kindness, so forth. All the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. Step number 7. Then they say the number 6. I will take the responsibility that all beings are free from suffering. And then how would you take the responsibility? May I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. Suddenly I remember one person in my life who was extremely difficult. Me as a little boy, extremely difficult, except for this person. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings, except for this person, right? There's a huge resistance coming within me. You're getting it? As a young boy, I was just like age maybe 20, 21, practicing bodhicitta. But when this comes, the resistance comes. And no. If I say except for this person, it's not bodhicitta. Your several hours, your several minutes of practice of bodhicitta it goes the wane. It goes in, is lost. So it's just waste of your time. If you say except for this person, oh, that's true. I should not be doing this. So when I say I should not be doing this, otherwise the time that I spend go waste. But inside me, there's a resistance there. So when the resistance there is a good indication. It is telling you that this bad habit, how much your mind is habituated in a bad habit. So that resistance in the form of impatience. Impatience comes, you have to practice patience. Number 3, patience. Okay, so with the patience, then the screeching sound stops. Then which means screeching sound stops, which means the train stops from going to the south, right? So what should you do now? Change the direction. Don't get down, right? Now take the same train. Otherwise, walking to Dharamsala, it will take a long time from Delhi. You're getting it? Take the same train, but reverse. Reverse the sound. Reverse the train. You're getting it? Reverse the train. So reverse the train is what? Say the going down is negative. Reversing train is positive. Virtues. You're getting it? Virtues. And say so with the virtues, say if you want to go to America from here, aeroplane, right? You take an aeroplane or you take a cycle? MTech, tell me. Aeroplane, not cycle, right? Okay. So why not cycle? Cycle is good. It took too long a time, right? So they say the now you should reverse the train. That is towards the virtue or negativity. Hey, tell me, you are dazed. Virtue, right? And a virtue should not be like a bicycle virtue. It should be like rocket virtue. You're getting it? What is next? Hey, joyous effort. You're getting it? Joyous effort. Effort is a virtue, but it should be very joyous. When it's more faster, when it's more effective, when you're happy or when you're unhappy in doing a virtue? When you're happy. So make your journey, make your effort very joyous, so that the journey towards America will take you longer, or Buddha will take longer. Buddha will take longer, which means the vehicle that you use should be even faster. You're getting it? It should be a very joyous one. So joyous effort. What is next? So now you look. Now you have your train. You have got an amazing train. The train which stopped going from the negativities. Which train which is so supple in going towards the virtues. You have this train, right? What for you're going to use this train? This question. For full awakening. What does a full awakening means? That my mind, the treasure inside, the dirt should be separated from the treasure. How to remove the dirt? By applying the remedy. What is the ultimate remedy? Ultimate remedy is the wisdom of emptiness. You're getting it? The wisdom. And like this. So in a way, the Buddha identified our ignorance is the root of all our miseries. Ignorance, root of miseries. And this ignorance is like darkness. You agree with me? Just as in dark, you don't see the reality. With the ignorance, you don't see the reality. Just in dark, you don't see what is around you. With the ignorance, you don't see the reality. You're blurred from having the vision of the reality. So, how to get rid of this darkness? Anyone? To pray to Buddha. Buddha, please remove the darkness. Right? If the Buddha is sitting next to you, he'll be very upset. What a stupid follower. Right? Why do you light a candle? Right? Buddha, please remove the darkness. Buddha, please remove the darkness. What a stupid follower. Buddha will be very unhappy. So if you light a candle, Buddha will be very happy. Right? This is a smart follower. Right? So you have to light a candle. So just as it is through lighting the candle or just introducing the light that the darkness can be eradicated, it is only through introducing the light of the wisdom that the darkness of ignorance can be eradicated. So the wisdom has to be introduced. So what is this wisdom? So this wisdom requires two qualities. One is that this wisdom, which is like the metaphor for which is like the light. This light should be extremely bright. If it's totally dark and you want to read a book, if there's a very feeble light there, this is not good enough for you to read. It should be very bright. You agree? The light should be very bright. Number one. Number two, not only the light should be bright, if the light from the corner of your room, if there's the mild wind blowing and the flame is flickery, again it strains your eyes. What is required? Not only that the light is very bright, the light should be also very steady. You agree? So you have to build to call it with the wisdom. The wisdom should be extremely sharp and bright, and the wisdom should be extremely steady. These are two qualities required. So what is number 5? Hey, number 5, meditative concentration. That is to build the steadiness of your wisdom. Meditative concentration is to build the steadiness of the wisdom. What is number 6? The wisdom, the brightness of the light. So these are the 6 perfections. And quickly, quickly. The first one, generosity. There are four kinds. The four kinds. Number one, generosity does not only mean giving material things. Generosity, there are four kinds. Number one, generosity of material resources. Material resources. Number two, generosity of love and affection. Number three, generosity of protection, or generosity of the protection, or generosity or protection from the fear. Then the generosity of wisdom, or generosity of dharma. Four. Of the four, the last one is the most precious one. Generosity of dharma is most precious. But it doesn't mean that earlier three can be ignored. We should not ignore. We try best to engage in any of these four generosities. What is next? Morality. Morality, there are three. Morality, refraining from negativity, is number one. Number two, the morality of embracing virtues. Number three, the morality of engaging in the welfare of the beings. Three. And particularly, I would say that for all of us, morality of refraining from 10 non-virtuous actions. This is something that we have to think of. So identify what the 10 non-virtues are. What 10 non-virtues are? 3 physical, 4 verbal, and 3 mental. You're getting it? What are the 3 physical? Killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. Just see how to stay away from these 3. Then 4 verbal. What are they? Lying. Then, lying, harsh words, slandering, and then idle gossip. Lying, harsh words, slandering, idle gossip. The 4. Just see that. So in fact, for us, we don't really have to study too deep into philosophy to know what these 10 non-virtuous actions are. We just identify them and be mindful that I should not engage in these 10 to the best I can. What are the 3 mental? Covetousness. Covetousness is a major problem. Major problem that creates all the problems in the world, in the domestic. At homes, this is a problem, covetousness. Say the desiring to possess the possessions owned by somebody else. You're getting it? Say, for example, to be very honest, we should be very transparent. All these issues of cheating, men, female, men, women, all these things. These all came into this, fall under this category. We should be very careful. It creates all the problems in the family, right? And the family, everything happens because of this. And then the other things, I don't know. The covetousness. The point is that this is one which creates all the problems, which already is possessed by somebody else, and then you want to possess that. That creates all the problems in the world. Next is ill will, desire to harm somebody. This acute version of this is the manifest version, acute manifest version, or the manifestation in action of the anger. Anger, when it goes to extreme, then it goes to extreme of harming others. That is the malice. And finally, wrong view. Wrong view, disbelieving in the efficacy of law of karma. These are the 3 mental. So just see how much you can stay from. It's not about whether you're Buddhist or not. Okay, if you're not Buddhist, no, this is for the Buddhists. If you're for Buddhist, you have to practice this. This is totally misconception. It doesn't matter whether you are a Buddhist or non-Buddhist. You eat cyanide, you'll die. You're getting it? And you follow any tradition, the great teachers. You tell them these 10. They have to be encouraged or discouraged. All will equally, unilaterally will say that these 10 to be abandoned. So this is even in a very decent, the civil society, these 10 should be avoided. Okay, so that is the morality. What is next? The patience. The patience. The 3 patience. So the word patience, the English word patience, in Tibetan is sopa. Sopa has various shades of meaning, and patience is one of them. So one is let's say the more like the tolerance in terms of tolerating or bearing the difficulties that somebody imposed on you, bearing the difficulties. In English, actually, is not really proper word to say have patience. Somebody creates problem on you, then have patience. No, it's just bear it, right? Bear it, but how to bear it? This is a different story. But patience is not the correct word for this. But this is English word given. Then the two is that the paying no heed to the perpetrator, paying no heed to the perpetrator of the harm on you. So, for example, if somebody does harm to you, then you hold grudge against that person, this person, and so forth. That is what actually destroys your mental stream. It will actually make your mind to push others away from you, because finally our job is to embrace everybody. And then they say, then what about this person harming you? Harming you is because of ignorance. If this person also uncovers his potential or her potential within, the person will only embrace you, not harm you. So the fact that the person has the potential to embrace you but harm you is the indication that the person is acting out of ignorance and accumulate negative karma for him or her to suffer more in the future. Okay. Then the next one is the patience of they say the bearing the meanings, the profound meanings of the dharma. So the wisdom of emptiness is a very profound meaning. When you think about it, sometimes it can give you a sense of a fear. So here, this is not to have the fear, but this is so profound that if you habituate in this, instead of giving rise to fear, the fear will be mitigated. Fear will be replaced by the sense of profound joy later on. So these are the three patients. What is next? What is next? Joyous effort. Joyous effort, again, there are three. Quick, three. What is the opposite of joyous effort? Huh? Laziness. Same that the morning I should be getting about 6 o'clock. You put the alarm 6 o'clock. Then it rings, tick, tick, pee, 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 pee. Then what happens? You put it off and again reset it, snooze, right? How long? 5 minutes? Again, another snooze, right? This is all laziness. You're getting it? Laziness. And what about this one? Say the young ones, not only young ones, all of us, we at my age, we also once we were young, as you were, right? We do the same thing. How many of you set up, made a timetable before closer to your board exam, closer to his exams, right? Very strict timetable, right? Morning, 5 o'clock, I get up, study for 2 hours, then take shower, and for the 10 minutes is okay. Then tea, the half an hour. No, 10 minutes, right? Then study another 2 hours, short break, very rigid. And then this timetable holds good for one day, and then the next day is collapse. You raise hands. It happened to how many of us? Okay, so is this because of laziness? No, you don't forget that this is not out of laziness. This is out of our impracticality, being impractical. You're getting it? We cannot see what you plan and your real potential. These two are contradictory. These two are dichotomous. You're getting it? These two are not compatible to each other. So this is your failure to calculate this timetable on the basis of your own potential. Your potential is lagging way behind the calendar, the timetable that you set. You're getting it? It's not because of laziness. So simply just put everything else together. I'm lazy. I couldn't do it because of my laziness. No. For example, some people who are on heavy medication, antidepressants, heavy medication, and then you can't even do your daily practice. Even 5 minutes meditation you cannot do, and you think this is out of laziness, and then you blame yourself. I'm lazy. I can't do anything. I'm so lazy. I'm a hopeless person. No, this is not because of laziness. This is because of your body being subjected to a heavy medication. This makes your, say for example, say you have intense studies to practice, these studies to do, and you have deadlines in your workplace, and you have so much of stress. So these will consume your energy. You are left with no energy. With no energy, then the tendency is that you want to delay. There is no laziness. You getting it? Don't mix up the two things. Laziness is where you have the energy, still not wanting to do it. That is laziness. When the energy is drained, you don't feel like doing it. It's not because of laziness. If you don't make this distinction, then we can actually it can have adverse effect on a practice. But it's not laziness. You qualify that as laziness, then later on you see that I'm lazy. Actually, it's not lazy. And when you feel that you are lazy, then you feel even more demoralized. You don't feel like doing it again. You're getting it? So gradually then you'll feel aversion towards Dhamma practice. So when you know that it's because of my the physical situation, because of my stress level and so forth, I cannot do that, then you will not feel averse to the Dhamma practice. So when you are more stress free, because the aversion is not built, you think of the Dhamma practice, you feel like doing it. But as aversion is built, this will again stop you from the next phase of your practice. Okay, so for that, the laziness. There are three kinds. It's not only one. So for us, everything is one, but it's not one. Laziness, number one, is laziness in the laziness of adherence to the trivial activities of life. Right? For example, say you have to prepare for the exam, like, okay, 1 hour study. At the same time, somebody said, hey, can you please take care of this flower? Oh yeah, taking care of this flower becomes so important, more important than your 1 hour of studies. Then you jump there because it's an excuse for you not to study. And then your mom says, what happened? You are prepared for the competitive exam, and then now you take the flower. Yeah, this person helped me, so I must help them, So if the exam is not there, you will not go there. You will not take care of the flower. You look for another excuse. I'm sorry, I cannot do that because I have to go for shopping, right? Whereas the study, you want to evade from this, so you said, yes, I'll take care of it. This is the feeling attached to the trivialities. Number one, this is one, laziness. Number two is the procrastination, indolence, the laziness of procrastination. I'll do tomorrow, right? So sometimes develop stuff. It's not laziness. It's like a habit, bad habit. I say that, okay, we need to call this person. And, sir, yes, I'll do it tomorrow. What tomorrow? You do it right now. Just give a call. What's the problem? Why should you wait till tomorrow? You're going to do it just right now. And I overheard one of the staff, Tibetan staff, right? I overheard said, oh, Geshe is very strict. And then the one said that, yeah, he's teaching us how to be prompt. Right? So that goes mute. I overheard it they were not seeing me, right? I was just overhearing that. It's good feedback. Yeah. Okay. So the number one is to avoid procrastination. Then finally is, that's very important. Number three, the laziness of underestimating your potential. The laziness of underestimating your potential. This is laziness. I cannot do that. No, I'm not good in studies in my school. Study MTNS. What MTNS? So this has to do with the Geshes and Kempos and so forth. No, I'm so bad in the science. I'm so bad in no, I'm not really good in these things. This is underestimating your potential. You have the potential. Your potential is to what extent this can be manifested. This is a different story. You have the potential to be as bright as Albert Einstein, as compassionate as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, as skillful as the Buddha Shakyamuni. You have the potential. As courageous as Jesus Christ, as being loved as much as like Ram. You have this potential yourself. Why not? So why should you underestimate your potential? If you do that, this is a laziness. You getting it? Okay. So now to counteracting these three are the three enthusiast joyous efforts. Then the end of the part, classification. There are so many classifications. One of which the joyous effort is classified into is the joyous effort of consistency and the joyous effort of the rigor. You're getting it? Joyous effort of consistency and joyous effort of rigor. And with respect to something to do for a long term, for a long duration of time, for long term, we require consistency. It says that if you want to run fast, go alone. Because if you run with other people may, may not be able to run fast. You have to wait. If you run fast, go alone. If you run long distance, go with somebody else. Meaning that Sangha members. This is so important for us, because Dharma, they say the long-term benefit is not like just the one day the work or 2-day work. This is like it's years and years. So we need good Sangha members around. Okay. So for this, we need the consistency, and Sangha members can help us to bring the consistency within us. And then number 2 is the rigor. The rigor will be given us to extensive studies. Extensive studies will teach us how to be rigorous. And then with the consistency, first when we don't have the consistency, what happens is that even to engage in it, there's a little bit of resistance in our mind. Then gradually keep doing is, how many you feel tired, resistant to go for breakfast? Raise hands. Hey, how many feel tired, resistant to go for breakfast? Huh? No, if somebody's there to prepare breakfast for you, you're tired, not tired, right? Because it's so easy. So through practice, through consistency, this unease will be stopped. Unease will automatically stop. When unease stops, then you have to go for the rigor. For the rigor, you have to know how to engage rigorously. For that, systematic studies will greatly help us. Systematic, comprehensive studies will help us to go for the rigor of these practices. Okay, so these are the 2 versions of thing. And then for meditative concentration, I don't want to go into too detail, more like the shamatha practice and the special insight practice. And for the wisdom to see the ultimate reality, to make you fearless. To see the ultimate reality. How many of you have some form of fear in your life? Presence, right? If the fear is there, you just try to get a glimpse of the emptiness. Get a glimpse of emptiness. It'll take time. Don't expect that. Say, for example, say you go to shop. Oh, I want to just try it. Say, try it, just taste it. No, it's not like this. It'll take time, even to get a glimpse of emptiness. Once you get a glimpse of this, then you will see that this is the one which can give us fearlessness. This can truly give us a fearlessness under any situation. There's nothing for us to be afraid of when we build this wisdom of emptiness. This is so precious, so precious. Number 1. And then what is the other side? The wisdom of emptiness, there are 2 sides. One is the emptiness, and the other one is dependent origination. Other side is dependent. These 2 are the 2 sides of the same coin. Seeing dependent origination will allow your compassion to flow. You're getting it? And with compassion, your joy will flow. Both each other will flow. So with the wisdom of emptiness, this will give you the fearlessness. And by dependent origination, how everything's connected to each other, dependent, then your compassion will flow and it will give you the infinite joy. So emptiness will give you the fearlessness, and dependent origination in its complete form will give you the infinite joy. Okay, this is about the wisdom. Okay, it's already 8:45. I'm just wondering if there's time for question answers. Okay, if you have some questions, raise hands. Offline. If not, then I will pass it to.
Can we see this both as a process and a product?
Which one?
The 6 perfections.
Process.
Both as a process and a product.
Of course. In the 6 perfections in the form of, say, the causal factor, and also in the form of the product as a result. So, for example, generosity. You engage in practice generosity. There is a degree of, say, the resistance there. You have to overcome these resistance to make it ease. So overcoming that is the causal factor. And then when you achieve something, achieve the sense of generosity within you, then there's a sense of fulfillment in the sense, seeing that in the form of a product. In fact, it's beautifully explained by Acharya Chandrakirti in his text Madhyama Avatar, entering the middle way, where he compared the two as somebody who is deep into emptiness meditation, who attained the nirvana, the freedom from samsara. That is emptiness, which I call as the fearless mind. And then on the other hand, the bodhisattva, on the other hand, just sit in the room and he has a beggar crying for, please give me something, something, please, I'm poor, please, they have charity. Give me some charity. So the bodhisattva, hearing that, the joy the bodhisattva get, what is that? Please give me something. So bodhisattva should be giving something. So that generosity. So the bodhisattva feeling that even just the feel that I'm so happy that today there's somebody to whom I can help. There's somebody who's crying for the generosity, for alms. I'm so happy. The joy that this bodhisattva feels is far what excels the joy the arhats feel in the deep meditative experience. This is so profound, and I'm sure that we can also feel that to some degree when you, for example, say wholeheartedly you share what you have with somebody who is so deserving, so needy. When you do that, this sense of accomplishment is so beautiful. How many of you had such experience? Raise your hands in your life. Yes, it does happen. It's so beautiful. This is a seeing is believing. Only when you feel that, you will see that, wow, this is exactly what Acharya Chandrakirti said there. You're getting it? Okay. So it's a sense of accomplishment. It's a product. And then meanwhile, engaging in this practice of generosity is a causal factor. More questions? One or two. Yes, the girl there.
Is it selfish to ignore someone for our own peace of mind?
Okay.
Like
Ignore.
There's a case also, like if we have heard that that person is backbitching about us.
It is?
Backbitching about us.
Backbiting.
Backbiting. Yes, then?
So like, can we ignore that person for our own peace of mind?
Okay, this is a good question. It's a very practical question. Let's say that you hear that somebody is backbiting you, right? Backbiting you, and then you come to Tushita, have the maximum, the infinite compassion towards all, universal compassion towards everyone, not except for this person who backbiting me, right? And then you actually see the biggest person, there's a resistance coming in your mind. I cannot compassion. Okay, let me just ignore, right? So that I have a peace of mind. For my peace of mind, I ignore this person, so that my peace of mind is the intact. Okay, is it okay or not? This question. So, is gate, para gate. Second gate is better than the first gate, but less than the parasangate. You're getting it? So, when you are following this path, don't expect perfection. You're getting it? Initially, if you move from, say, this person, ignore means, okay, just ignore. And no, I cannot ignore this person. This person is the one who is backbiting me. I should teach him a lesson, right? If this is a situation, from there, if you move to the what? Ignoring, okay, forget it, right? That is a great accomplishment. This is gate, but not yet para gate. You're getting it? It's gate. Second gate is so good. So as long as progress is there, this is so good. Don't expect perfection right from the beginning. Don't think that I'm such a selfish person. I can't even embrace this person with love and affection. That say, I learned this from Tushita, and yet in real life I'm ignoring this person. No, just see if there's a progress. If there's progress, just rejoice in what you did. It's amazing.
Next. Yes. Abhishek.
I was asking Geshe, what is our need to be liked by people? Is it like self-cherishing attitude?
Oh.
That I should be liked by people. This is so precious, right? This is so precious. There's nothing wrong in it. Everybody should like me. Nobody should like her, right? This is wrong. You're getting it? Everybody should like me. Nobody should like her, which means that she will not like me. This is the internal contradiction with the selfishness. Selfishness has so much of internal contradiction. Not only it is totally foolish in mind, which because it has so much internal contradiction, and is so destructive. If the selfishness comes in the facade of protecting you, actually it destroys you. It's the weapon which destroys you most effectively. You getting it? So therefore, to like yourself, there's nothing wrong. But you like, I will make everybody like me, right? Love her, love him, right? And then everybody will, wow, right? Abhishek is telling that everybody to like me, right? So everybody like you. If you really like everybody to love you, then love everybody. This is the wisest thing. Next question. Yes, the lead over there.
Yes.
What about like sometimes when you make tiny bit of progress, yeah, maybe like more compassion towards yourself or something else. If you have a very strong, unhealthy sense of the ego, you have what is called ego backlash, which can be very strong and continuous. How to tackle that?
Okay, this is a good question.
Say that you learned about, or repeat the question. Okay, let me paraphrase the question, and if I got it wrongly, you will correct me. The question is that, say, there may be little progress, but progress means that it's not a perfect progress. There's little progress, means still you have the negativity, and sometimes negativity can be too strong that it can consume you fully, right? So how should we handle these? So for this, I would say that Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life by Bodhisattva Shantideva, the text by him, a guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. This must be kept as your lifelong guide next to your table at all times. Chapter 6. We must read this and particularly study more extensively the Dharma, and then this book you must study this, right? And there are two things: short-term plan, long-term plan. Long-term plan is study this book so well and study emptiness so well for your own benefit, right? Finally, that the negative emotions like ego and so forth, they can be extremely intense, strong to consume you fully, and then it will just override you, and then you are damaged fully. So under such situation, what should we do? Bodhisattva Shantideva, in his book, he says that when it is in such a state of the height of its intensity, try to remain like a piece of wood, which means that verbally, mentally, you cannot control it too much. Mentally, particularly on that level, control your verbal and the physical. Physically, don't express. Verbally, don't express. Try to control your physical and verbal. This is way easier than control your mental. First is this step. Remain like a piece of wood. Although you mentally you're so disturbed, agitated, consumed by the ego and so forth, but verbally, see how much you can control yourself verbally and physically. Once that is done, these two are controlled because your mind is under control. The gross level of mind is under control. When a grosser level of mind is under control, so in fact, even the physical expression, verbal expression, they are driven by your mental thoughts. So these two thought processes, otherwise to make you act physically and verbally, they're under control. Then you will see that the subtler level of the afflictions, subtler level of the ego can be seen. Then that can be managed more easily. Otherwise, subtler will remain always behind the gross versions. So then the gross version always takes the precedence. Then what is behind, you will never see them, and they will continue to destroy us.
But also, like, what I see is that, like, if I have insights, or the day after, I will experience a strong contraction of the body. I don't know why it is like that, I guess.
Okay, in this connection, I also like to, this is a very good reminder for all of us. Say many of the psychologists, many of the counselors, many, not all, may say that when you go through emotional turmoils like agitation, anger, so forth, don't suppress, express. If you don't express, suppressing, it can create illness within you, disease within you. Okay, so this is because what is my point of view? If you ask me, I would say that should you suppress it? Don't suppress it, right? It doesn't mean that express it. You're getting it? So these are not the two only options. Remove it. Don't suppress it. Suppressing is like bottling up. If you bottle it up and then it can burst, it can explode. Remove it. Why should you have to suppress it in the first place? You can remove it. How to remove it? First, tackle it nicely. Even your emotions, our emotions, they're like small babies, small children, right? In fact, there was one at school, the director, he's amazing how he tackled with this, So he shared with me how he tackled one small boy on so that was that when he was sharing how he tackled that, to my mind it was like I'm seeing our emotions like small child, how we can manipulate the emotions so the emotions cannot act on us, they manage them. So what is that was that once a little boy came who was bullied by another boy, or who had a little bit of fight with another boy, little school boy, and this boy came to the director to complain. And the director said, yes, right, told the boy, because this boy is so much of anger, and I must, report him to the director, and the director will beat him up, right? This is what this boy is expecting. So because this boy is in such height of the anger, if the director says, no, cool down, then the boy will not be happy. So your emotions are like small child, this boy, right? So the director, what he did, he was telling me, he said that, yes, this is so bad. Who's that boy who bullied you, right? As well as the director is fully with you, right? So you have to pretend as well like the emotion, but even with the emotion, treat like a small child, that you're fully with the emotion, right? And the boy said, yes, he's there, right? And the director also followed the boy, right? Followed the boy as well, like the director could hardly walk. Very little, not running very fast, very slowly. And the boy is faster. Hey, wait! And I cannot run as fast as you are, right? And then the director started to just breathe very heavily, right? And the small feel sympathy to the director, right? He's now breathing heavily because of me, right? Okay, now so this boy, naughty boy, right? You cannot find him, right? I have a little work in the office now, right? Can we leave it here? Is it all right? And the boy said he's happy. At least the director is with him, right? He's happy. He said, okay, sir, right? Okay, good boy, right? Good boy means he's even more happy. Good boy. And go. And then the director left. You're getting it? So the point is that our emotions like that. Anger, ego, they're all stupid. Selfishness, so stupid. Selfishness. It is thinking of, I should destroy you so that I'll be happy. When you look at am I happy or not? When I say that I will destroy you and I'll be happy. Am I happy or not? No, not happy. This is selfishness, which destroys you, right? I want you to be happy, right? Don't worry about me. I want you to be happy. Am I happy or not? Very happy. You getting it? This is the stupidity of the selfishness. So when you give in to selfishness, when you give in to anger, when you give in to ego, these are all our stupidities. You're getting it? These are weaknesses. These are not a strength. And some people, they're afraid when somebody is, they're angry, right? When somebody's angry, this is not because that this is your strength, this is your weakness. This is the animal instinct, which Charles Darwin said, animal instinct. If you chase a dog will run away. Funny, if the dog is cornered, what will dog will attack you? Why attack? Because the dog sees no place to run anymore. Right now, if I don't attack him, he will beat me up. I should attack. So anger is a sign of vulnerability. It's not a sign of strength. Whenever we demonstrate anger, feel that this is my weakness, this is my vulnerability, this is not my strength. Those people who, under a situation where otherwise anger can be erupted, in place of that, the mind will remain calm. This is the sign of strength. Ordinary people cannot behave that. If you can behave like this, you are an evolved person. Good? Okay, we stop here. Or is there anybody else? The gentleman there?
Louder?
While doing the meditation, I felt that my body, while breathing in, I felt that my body was getting a bit rigid. And while just breathing out, I felt that my body was like melting. Is that normal or like how should I explain?
When you are breathing in, you feel your body as your body to be rigid, and when you breathe out, you feel relaxed. Okay, so here on these are the processes which happens to some people. You're getting it? So therefore, right from the beginning, I told you, when you keep your body upright, your body should not be rigid. Yes, I even did this gesture like this to make sure that your body is flexible all along. If you're doing the meditation for the first time, with the body upright, otherwise you are signalized all the time. If this is your posture normally, and suddenly you learn how to sit upright, and then you tend to say the unconsciously you see that you're at times, not always, you tend to your body tends to become a little rigid and uptight, and you are unaware of that because that this was not your normal posture, and then it becomes uptight or be little rigid, and you are unaware of this. And then when you breathe, the breath and the mind, these two are very closely connected. The breath and mind, these are very closely connected. When you breathe in with the uptight body, the breath in, it means more space. For the air to get in, you need more space. So it's already tight, and now it becomes more tight. And when you breathe out, it gets space. Now it gets space because the air is kept going out. So you feel the relaxation. So here you should be mindful that in the all along, my body should not be rigid. This should be the mind. You should be mindful of that, or else, if you're not mindful of that, if that becomes the pattern, then you will feel the muscle pains after 3-4 days. Okay, good. Okay, we stop here. We will do some end direction prayer. Let's pray that His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the true source of joy and happiness on this earth, that he lives long and that his wishes be fulfilled spontaneously. And also let us dedicate the merits thus gathered, that the Lama Sopa Rinpoche, his reincarnation comes very soon, and that this reincarnation really succeeds in his study, reflection, meditation, that he be able to follow the same pattern as his predecessor, Lama Sopa Rinpoche, and the same degree of intensity, purity, compassion, wisdom, and so forth. Let's pray that no obstacle happens in the way. And also let us pray that all these wars happening in the world, they all led by some leaders. Let's pray that they stop. The leaders, they get sense not to create any the anger, animosity towards each other, and through so let this be stopped, and the common citizens should not suffer unnecessarily. And let us also pray that the only solution to all these problems of the world, which lies in the vision of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, universal ethics, today taught under the umbrella of sea learning. So may this program of universal learning, universal ethics, become so widespread all over the world that it be adopted by the UNO, but every nation, every community, every institution, so that the future leaders will become very sensible ones to embrace each other rather than to hit each other with guns and the missiles. So let's pray that the dreams of His Holiness, the vision of His Holiness, come to true within a span of the next 30, 40, 50 years' time. And let me also dedicate the merits thus gathered, that each one of you, through your concerted effort in the study, reflection, and meditation on bodhicitta, wisdom, and emptiness, that soon you experience the dawn of these two experiences within yourself, that you become such a reliable guide to lead all the dear Mother sentient beings to its ultimate happiness. With this in mind, let's recite the prayers in Tibetan, the few verses followed by some mantra recitation. Kari rawe korwe shengam der penda dewa malu chungben chenre singwa tenzen gyaso yin shabe sede badu tengyuro je Jambe Bawe Chedara Kemba Tang Gundo Sambo Tean Dejende Deda Gwenge Joso Dalop Gyawa Deda Tamje Raudo Ngo Tusum Jebe Gyawa Tamje Ge Ngo Kanla Chodo Ngabat Dage Gewe Zawa Digun Jan Sambo Choje Raudo Ngo Barai Kim Pende June Demba Tarshinge Denzenge Wo Tamje Gugamsa Lujen Guna Dege Chunwen Sangye Demba Dadu Ye Yuroji Deyata Wam Gade Gade Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. Okay, thank you, Professor Energy. Thank you.